my god. I wish I had a nice backdrop. Or some plants or something. Hey guys! Today I thought I would do a kind of like more of a chatty, get ready with me sort of a talk through. I'm going to work late at the theatre. I'm going to be just doing a waiter shift tonight. So, because none of my show is done. So we have a bit of a break in between my show in Grahamstown. So I'm going to just be waitering for this week. And I do have a bit of makeup on. That's just water, by the way. So yeah, so this week I'm full on waitering in the restaurant again. I was supposed to have a corporate job that I was doing day after tomorrow, but basically what happened was they initially hired me for more so a singing part, and it's almost been developing and changing as we go into something that's more of like a really hardcore speech, and I'm no speech maker. So I've actually ended up not doing the corporate anymore. I'm still going to be involved with it. I'm still going to help them out, but it's been taking up quite a bit of my time. And then next week Caliente comes back into town, which is one of our most successful shows at the Cookbay Theatre. I'm not in it. I do the sound and lighting, like one of those like backstage guys who wears black. That's me. So I'll be doing that next week, and then next week Sunday we leave for the Grahamstown National Arts Festival, which is so exciting. We'll be driving up. We do spend a night over in Plets just to break it up, and then we'll be there for 2 weeks. The festival's only 11 days, but we'll be there for 2 weeks because we do take a day or two to set everything up and get settled in, etc. before the festival starts. So my mum's home, so I'm just closing the door. It's kind of a weird, unnatural thing to be talking to a camera. I guess you get used to it, but I'm talking to a camera. And you're like, oh yeah, but I've got so many subscribers who are gonna watch it, but I have 10. Shit happens. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to just prime my eyelids with a little bit of concealer. I'm going back in with my Naked Heat palette today. I haven't used it for a very long time. I'm just setting my eyelid with a bone shade. So if you're watching this and you know me, you probably know that I was supposed to be going to the UK in August. I have access to an ancestral visa, and if I go over and I stay there for 5 years on that visa and I work, I could get my UK citizenship and passport, which is such an amazing opportunity to have, especially because a South African passport doesn't really get you into many places very easily and just ends up being quite expensive. So that was my plan. I was going to go to this Grahamstown National Arts Fest and then kind of head off after that, but things have changed. I'm actually going to be Vanessa, who is my boss at the theatre. She casts me in the shows and she directs the shows, etc. she actually asked me if I wanted to do the year-end show, which would be an 11-week run over December and January. Now, the year-end shows at the theatre are quite spectacular. They are super sexy and circusy, and it's not like a storyline play, and it's not specifically a music play, but it's just like a almost mashup of carnivalesque performances. So there'll be like dancers, but they've all got like incredible acrobatic skills, and Vanessa actually serves as the maitre d' or master ceremony sort of thing herself, and she has asked me to fill the role of being the singer, and I would actually be the only singer in the cast. And then she told me that it's gonna have like a kind of gypsy antique circus sort of a theme, which is something I've always been super interested in and kind of super passionate about. When I did creative writing courses, I almost always ventured out into doing more magical, witchy, fantasy sort of vibes. So it was like a sign that I was meant to be. So I have taken her up on that offer, which means I will have to postpone my travel plans. But in all honesty, performing is something I truly love doing, and I don't know how much of an opportunity I will have to do it if I go overseas. So I'm just going to make the most of it while I'm here. This will potentially lead to me going to Grahamstown again next year in July, and then after that I won't commit to any more shows because I do have to go at some stage. I just sharpened up the edges of my eyeshadow, which I'll actually end up reblending later, ironically. But today I'm going to try out some Mirror Moon products. Here we go. Mirror Moon is a local brand, and it does biodegradable glitter. So they also create this gel which is all stuck up in the lid, and it's almost just like a Vaseline sort of a texture, but it's organic. I think it's mostly aloe vera oil. I'm putting a tiny amount on my eyelid. It's quite slippy, so you don't want the glitter to just run everywhere. Now, from what little I've used this glitter before, I know it does fall all over my face, so I'm gonna gently try and get it to stay on my eyelids. It's very pretty. I'm gonna neaten it up and finish that off camera, and I'll be back in a jiffy. As of late, I have been doing more of a bushy brow, which comes to the fact that I haven't tweezed them for like a long time. I'm using on my skin Back to Nature, which is an amazing brand because it's plastic free skincare. So it's in a glass jar, it's got a metal cap, so this is not going to stick around on our plan for the next 200 years. Natural, vegan, cruelty free, non-toxic, organic, handmade in Cape Town. And this is day cream. Quite a weird consistency because it comes out like a cream, and then it almost turns into the feel of an oil or a serum on your skin as it warms up. We're in the middle of winter in South Africa, and it's like 26 degrees Celsius today, which is hot. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts. So also, it's not just my skin, but you can see my lips are really dry. And I also suffer from a bit of eczema as well. So on my, here on the inside of my arms, etc. Sometimes my neck, back of my knees, they get very dry to the extent where I actually need to use cortisone cream. Then just around my nose area and my cheeks here where I have a few more pores, I'm going to use the Urban Decay complexion primer. Just a little bit of background information about myself, because if you're not a friend of mine, you don't know who on earth I am. I come from Fishhoek, which is a tiny town in Cape Town, South Africa. Very much so the southern point of Africa. It is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Well, more particularly the places around the corner like Hawke Bay, etc. I'm just going to quickly mix together my two foundations. I am 22 years old. I finished high school in 2015. I have a bachelor's degree in English literature and media and writing, which is technically journalism, and I got that at the University of Cape Town. This is my first year out of university, and I'm just spending the year performing, working at the theatre, etc. I'm a vegetarian. I care very strongly about single-use plastics and the protection of our environment, and not supporting massive commercial brands. And I know you're going to say, honey, you're a hypocrite, you're using makeup that's from Maybelline, etc. And that I know, but this is older stuff and I will not waste it. Anything new I purchase, I'm very considerate about where I buy it, how it's packaged, how it's created, who manufactures it. Clothing, skincare, and I'm attempting to do the makeup, but the problem is there's actually not much available at all. So come on, people, who out there is going to create the plastic free, package free, cruelty free makeup line that actually has good makeup? We're waiting. I've not been enjoying full coverage foundation so much. All I have is full coverage, so what I'm just trying to do at the moment is just shear them down a bit. I like the idea of being able to still see freckles and flaws and stuff, but then just kind of maybe even out the redness, etc. Hey, Girl Pro-Conceal, Girl Pro-Conceal. I do want to start challenging myself to do more regular posting. I have ideas, I just haven't really had a chance to sit down and like kind of organize them and compile them. I definitely want to do like a 50 things you didn't know about me style video. I think that would be pretty interesting. I love watching those. Like, I'll find a cool YouTube and I'm like, oh, you're cool, but I don't know anything about you. And then you end up finding the most obscure facts out. So I'm very keen to do something like that. Also, my bronzer, almost finished. I love this bronzer, but I have other ones that I need to use as well. I feel like in terms of like single-use plastic consumption, I've completely eradicated it from my dietary side. So what I buy to eat or buying takeaways, etc. I've eradicated it from my skincare. I am trying my bestest to buy second-hand clothing. I am trying not to support companies that use big commercial factories when they're producing their clothes. So all in all, one step at a time, we're getting there. I'm sure there will be an option in terms of makeup substitutes at some stage in the game, but you will wait for that still. The Wet n Wild highlighter that I have Precious Petal, and honestly it took 500 years to get to South Africa because I would see every YouTuber videoing about it from America or from the UK, and I was just getting so peeved because none of this crap is available in South Africa. Honestly, I'm still waiting for the freaking L'Oreal Pro Matte and Pro Glow. When is the Pro Glow gonna get to me? I need a Pro Glow. Actually, when I was about 14 or 15 years old, I tried to start my first blog. I remember posting things, writing blog posts about my cats and my outfits of the day, which were like not something that should have been publicized. But I've always wanted to be writing, and I've always wanted to be involved in media and social media, and I just think it's such a great platform for people to share and connect, and I like expressing my opinions, and I love being challenged by conversation, which is why I went into English, and it's why I went into media. I like the challenge, and I like the argument almost. To be able to grow a small but like committed following people who quite enjoy what I do would be epic, because I really enjoy watching makeup tutorials, but then at the same time I also really enjoy watching people's vlogs. And that's hard to understand for a lot of people, like, oh, that's creepy, why would you want to be looking in on someone's life? But I find it interesting, and I learn new things every day. I like looking in on people's lives. And I don't mind people looking in on mine to a certain extent, obviously, but I enjoy making the vlogs. If you haven't seen my plastic-free shopping with my friend Kaya, I'll tag that down below. We went shopping without using any plastic produce, which was super cool, so check that out below. Cool. So for my lippies, my lips are so dry, so I bought the Wet n Wild Mega Gloss Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick, which is a drying one. It's in the shade Coral Corruption, and I love it. I wasn't going to put this all over, I was going to dab it, but I can't help myself. I love that. I know people are going to be like, oh, it's such a summery color. It is. And it's very summery winter as well. And because I can feel that drying and my lips are already dry, I'm just going to go over it with the Catrice Cosmetics Volumizing Lip Booster, which is one of those ones that tingles a little bit. Everything. Do you like it? Do you like my makeup? As I said, I will be thinking about what other videos I can do. I'll definitely be thinking about the 50 facts about me. Maybe I'll start compiling a list of facts. If you are watching this and you don't know who I am, please, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to send me some questions that I can maybe put into my 50 facts about me, or some video ideas, or anything, really. But yeah, if you enjoy watching these videos or my vlogs, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to like the video, and I would like for you to hit the notification bell so you will know every time I upload. Also, please comment, please email me, please send me messages. I would love to get to know you guys, and enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye. Mwah. Shoot. Focus. 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 Oh God, is that in my eyebrow? Ooh, you know what it is. There's a hair on my nose. Where is it? Oh, I see it. Are you talking to me? Too much of us.